and try to run from the scene of the stop, right?
Yes.
So we could call this essentially a normal traffic stop with a cooperative person, right?
Yes.
And were you involved in the, well, you also did other things in this case, including going to Victor's and speaking with people that work there, right?
That's correct.
And you learned that Mr. Anderson worked at Victor's, right?
Correct.
He was a bartender there for a number of years, right?
Yes.
Or for some, and you talked to his manager even, didn't you, Jose Hernandez?
That's correct.
And in fact, one of the things that you did there was you even wanted to access their camera system at Victor's to study that, right?
That's correct.
And you even served a subpoena on the, would you call it a restaurant, a bar? What would you call it?
Bar, nightclub.
You served a subpoena on the bar and nightclub, right?
Yes.
And essentially what you got from that was a couple of videos that show that Max Anderson and Sade have had contact there, right?
Yes.
Nothing about that showed any threatening behavior by Mr. Anderson
No.
or something suspicious between the two of them that you would identify?
No.
You interviewed other, well, a big part of your job actually was the whole Victor side of it, wasn't it? Going there and talking to people and pulling the videos?
Yes, I talked to multiple people from Victor's.
And the reason for that is because you want to try to figure out if there's something that points to Mr. Anderson as having committed this crime, right?
In the grand scheme of things, yes.
And all that revealed was that Mr. Anderson and Sade Robinson had interacted with each other and obviously knew each other, right?
Yes.
Were you involved in any side of the case to get footage from Twisted Fisherman or Duke's on Water Street? Did you involve yourself in any of that?
I did not.
Obviously, you went and conducted neighborhood surveillance canvases where you pulled video footage on April 4th from various houses, right?
Reviewed potential footage, yes.
And what was the point of that?
From what location specifically?
Well, I saw that you did that in the Gordon Place area.
Sure. That specific area, I believe the purpose was to look for footage of a vehicle or anything unusual that happened during a certain time frame that had been pointed out to me and fellow deputies.
The East Concordia, North Gordon Place area?
Yes.
Is that near Mr. Anderson's house?
No, it is not.
Just a different area?
Yes.
And part of what you do in general, though, is you can look for things like Ring doorbell videos and other such things to try to piece cases together, right?
Yes.
You also conducted a search of a park, right? A Pleasant Valley Park?
Yes.
Nothing noteworthy there, right?
Correct. Nothing.
No body parts or human remains?
No.
Okay, that's all.
State.
Nothing else.
Thank you, Deputy.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
Brian Conti.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you could please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
Detective Brian Conti, BrianConte.
Are you a detective with the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office?
Yes,
How long have you worked for the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office as law enforcement?
29 years.
Were you working as a detective back on April 5th, 2024?
Yes,
Did you participate in general into the investigation into the disappearance of Sade Robinson?
yes,
On April 5th, 2024, did you have personal contact with Maxwell Anderson?
yes,
The person I'm referring to as Maxwell Anderson, do you see that person in court today?
yes,
Could you-
I'll just stipulate to this in general, for it's clear for the record, this is Max Anderson here.
Okay, so you had contact with the defendant on April 5th, correct?
yes,
Was the purpose of having contact with the defendant on April 5th to get a DNA sample from him?
yes.
Can you tell the jury what that is and how you go about obtaining it from a person?
Yes, we needed to get a DNA sample, and it's called a buccal swab, and it's a swab of their cheek cells on the inside of their mouth. So we put fresh gloves on. We use fresh, unopened cotton swabs, one swab for one inside of his cheek, a second swab for the second cheek, and we place it in a cardboard box, and then we seal it in an envelope, a paper envelope.
To the best of your ability, you're trying to ensure the swab is not contaminated, correct?
Yes,
And why is it that you swab the cheek?
because we've been instructed or trained that that gives the best human cells to contain DNA, and that's how we've been trained.
What do you do this with?
With
What do you use to do it?
cotton applicator swabs that are provided to us for that purpose.
And you did that with Mr. Anderson?
Yes,
Showing you 407. 407 is a sealed envelope. Do you know what that is based on the markings that are on it?
yes.
What is it?
This is the envelope containing those buccal swabs that I obtained on that day
From the defendant?
from the defendant.
I've moved 407 in.
Any objection?
No,
Received.
There's additionally a yellow sticker on this envelope, not the exhibit sticker, but a different one. Do you know where that is from?
Yes, that is a evidence sticker that the Wisconsin Crime Lab places on items submitted to the lab for testing.
And the purpose of getting the buccal swab or the DNA swab from Mr. Anderson was to ultimately at some point send it off to the state crime lab for DNA analysis, right?
Yes,
Nothing else.
Defense?
no.
Thank you, Detective.
you're welcome.
State your next witness.
Let me check the hallway. I think, well, I'll check the hallway. Okay, the state's going to call Officer Brooke Tavagian. I think she's coming from another room. recall Detective Vandertye briefly.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you can please be seated, restate and respell your name for the record.
I am Detective Matthew, Matthew Vandertye, Vandertie.
Detective Vandertye, you had previously testified in this trial about some, the exigency records for Sade Robinson's phone, as well as doing warrants for those records, as well as the records for Maxwell Anderson's phone and the Life 360 accounts, right?
Yes,
And did you also do something upon the arrest of Maxwell Anderson regarding his phone?
yes,
I'm going to show you Exhibit 263, which has already been admitted. Do you recognize what 263 is?
yes. This is Samsung cellular telephone that was recovered based on my knowledge from Maxwell Anderson.
You were not there for Maxwell Anderson's arrest or the recovery of that phone, right?
Correct.
After he was arrested, did you take possession of that phone at some point in time and take it anywhere?
Yes, on April 8th, 2024.
And where did you take that cell phone?
This cell phone, I transported it to the Wisconsin Department of Justice, Division of Criminal Investigation, out
What
in Brookfield, Wisconsin.
I'm sorry, what was the last part?
Out in Brookfield, Wisconsin,
And for what purpose was that?
for forensic examination or forensic download.
What is a forensic examination?
Essentially, an analyst will download the information or the data from the phone using forensic techniques that they are trained to do.
Did you communicate with the person who did that in this case?
Yes,
With that phone?
yes.
Who was that?
It was DCI, or Division of Criminal Investigation employee Juan Luis Villegas.
Did he then provide you with something after the examination was done?
Yes, on the following day, I again traveled to the DCI offices where Juan Luis Villegas returned the cell phone, in addition to a USB flash drive containing that forensic examination, those files.
Showing you Exhibit 264. Do you recognize what that is?
Yes, that is the USB flash drive I just described.
That contains the forensic download of that Samsung phone.
Yes.
Move 264 into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
I just have a couple more questions. I want to actually go back to those records we talked about. Between the exigency records and the records that you obtained from Verizon, I'm only talking about for Sade Robinson's phone. What was the total date range of text messages that you received the SMS content for?
Between the exigency records and the search warrant records was March 27th, 2024 to April 3rd, 2024.
Have you reviewed the entirety of those text message contents?
Yes, between that time frame, yes.
Did you discover, and I know we read through a part of the conversation that she had with Maxwell Anderson's phone number. Did you review conversations she was having with other people as well?
Yes,
Were there any other conversations you observed where it appeared she was planning on meeting up with anybody else on April 1st or April 2nd, the evening of April 1st, and then maybe April 2nd?
no,
Were there any conversations that you reviewed that seemed volatile in any way, angry in any way?
no,
Were there any conversations that you reviewed that referenced drugs?
no.
Nothing else?
Cross?
No.
Thank you.
All right, now I'll call Brooke Tavagian.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
If you could please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
My name is Brooke Tavagian, first name spelled B as in boy, Rooke. Last Tavagian, T as in Tom, A, V as in Victor, A, Jian.
All right, good afternoon. How are you employed?
I am a police officer with the Waukegan Police Department.
Waukegan, Illinois?
Yes,
That's about 50 miles south of here, give or take?
approximately.
Okay, you drove up here this afternoon to testify?
Yes.
How long have you been a police officer with the Waukegan Police Department?
Almost 9 years.
Is Waukegan is it a city or is it a village?
It's a city.
City, okay. Is it on the shores of Lake Michigan?
Yes,
Were you working in your capacity as a police officer with the Waukegan Police Department back on May 11th, 2024?
yes.
Were you just assigned to routine patrol or what's your shift like?
I was working as an evidence technician that day,
And what shift times were you working?
3:30 p.m. to 3:30 a.m.
Around 8 p.m., shortly prior to 8 p.m., were you dispatched anywhere in particular?
to the lakefront, which was 200 Seahorse.
What information were you given upon being dispatched to that location?
That there was a potential body part located on the north shore of the beach.
I think you were giving an address. What was the address?
200 Seahorse Drive.
Were you alone or were you with a partner when that happened?
I was driving alone, but I met with other officers on scene.
The location of 200 Seahorse Drive, what is that?
It's like the beach address or around the beach.
Right on the shores.
Yes,
Is it a sandy beach?
yes,
Are there dunes as well?
yes.
Are you aware of what the person who called for a police response had reported?
From my understanding, the person who made the complaint said that there was a potential human arm located on the beach.
Then you went there how?
I drove my squad car to the beach, to the parking lot, and then I was transported to the location of the body part by ATV.
ATV?
Yes.
And that was, how far did you have to go up the beach on the ATV?
I don't know exactly, but it was pretty far north. It's not easily accessible. You can't get to it from the parking lot. You have to either walk, usually just have to walk it.
Not easily accessible though?
Correct.
When you got to the location where you had been called to, what did you observe?
I observed an apparent human arm laying on the beach.
How did it look to you?
It looked decayed. and,
Decayed?
Yeah, decomposing.
Did it appear to you that it had washed ashore?
Yes.
What about it gave you that impression?
The coloring of it, it was discolored, sometimes common to seeing stuff in the water, like body parts. There was pieces of the arm missing from like the forearm, kind of looked like maybe it was being chewed on by, marine life.
And was it close to the water line?
Yes,
Did you take some photos of it to document where you found it?
yes.
I'm going to show you exhibits 258, 259, 260, and 261.
And I stipulate to these as well.
Okay.
Thank you. Then they're received.
All right, these are received into evidence. Can you just tell us, you can look at all four of them and tell me if you took those photos.
Yes, yes,
Are those all photos of the arm that you found at the beach?
yes.
And I'm actually going to show you what's already been admitted into evidence is exhibit 262. That appear to be the same arm.
Yes,
And you're able to tell that how?
by the decomposition on it, and I remember this area and these areas.
Okay, and you're pointing to sort of where it would link to the shoulder as well as the wrist?
Yes. And it's the right arm.
I'm going to show you 260. come up here? All right. Exhibit 260, now it was nighttime when you took these photos, right?
Yes,
Okay, and the leg, is it in the middle there underneath that log? Or excuse me, the arm?
the arm, yes.
Okay. Here's 259, just a close-up, a little blurry, but it was in the sand like that?
Yes,
All right. 258, was it located right underneath that log?
yes, just like how it is there.
Okay. Lastly, 261. Is that how it appeared when you found it?
Yes,
Was the Lake County coroner called out to the scene?
yes.
What did you do when that happened?
I took some more photos along with the coroner, and I just allowed him to do his investigation.
Did the coroner recover the arm and take it back to the Lake County coroner's office?
Yes,
Did you stay with that person or did you go on doing other things?
I went on doing other things.
But you stayed with the arm until the coroner recovered it from the scene?
Yes.
I have nothing else.
Cross,
No.
thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone need a break? Are we okay right now? Need a break? Okay, I see some yeses. So we'll take a break, our afternoon break, and then we'll come back shortly. You can just leave your notebooks on your chairs.
I would call 4 civilians at some point in the rest of the afternoon.
Okay.
Russell Davis, Brian Calvert, Tim Sluga, none of them have criminal convictions. And then Lemetra Griffin has 1 misdemeanor conviction from 2021.
Well, I'm sorry, the last name?
Griffin.
On defense, are you in agreement with that?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Griffin, if she testifies, have you ever been convicted of a crime? The answer will be yes. How many times? 1.
I will make sure that Lemetra Griffin knows that answer.
Anything else?
No.
Defense?
No.
Okay, we'll be back shortly then. State, your next witness?
State's going to briefly recall Detective Donner.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? So help you God?
I do.
You can please be seated, restate and respell your name for the record.
Detective Joanne Donner, Joann Donner.
Detective Donner, you heard Officer Tavagian from Waukegan, Illinois testify about the recovery of the arm, right?
Correct.
Okay. Did you at some point after that arm was recovered, go down to the Lake County, Illinois coroner's office yourself?
I did.
Why did you do that?
To retrieve a DNA standard from the arm so that we could compare it with Sade Robinson.
And a DNA standard from the arm recovered on the shores of Waukegan, Illinois. It was your understanding that that had been taken by the Lake County coroner?
Correct.
Did you in fact recover that DNA sample from the arm?
I did.
I'm going to show you 454. You know what this is?
Yes, this is what I recovered.
Okay, this is the DNA swab from the arm recovered in Waukegan, Illinois.
That is correct.
And were you able to discern between the arm in Waukegan, Illinois and the torso recovered in South Milwaukee? Were you able to come to any conclusion how those items got there, how those body parts got there?
Yes, that they would have traveled via the lake due to the currents in a southerly direction.
Is that something you actually looked into yourself?
I did.
Okay. Lastly, you also were part of transporting the arm from the Lake County Coroner's Office to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner, correct?
That's correct. Once it was confirmed that it did belong to Sade, I went down and followed a transport company back to the Milwaukee County Medical Examiner.
That would have been in June of 2024?
That's correct.
Okay, and that's why Dr. Decker, when she was testifying earlier, she didn't examine the arm until June. That would be the reason?
That is correct. We were waiting for the DNA results.
To confirm that it was in fact Sade's.
That's correct.
Once that was confirmed, that's when you went down there.
Correct.
Nothing else?
Frost?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State?
Recalling Detective Galat.
You're still under oath.
Thank you.
State?
Detective, another role you played in this investigation was to look for surveillance video of locations that might be of note to the investigation, correct?
Correct.
Early on in the investigation, you were aware that exigency phone records were obtained, right?
That is correct, yes.
Did those records lead you to suspect that either Sade Robinson or Maxwell Anderson or both at some point went to the Twisted Fisherman restaurant?
Correct, yes.
Did you go to Twisted Fisherman and recover surveillance video?
I did, yes.
Who did you meet with to do that?
The owner, I believe his name was Russell Davis.
You went to the restaurant and talked to Mr. Davis
I did, yes.
and then subsequently reviewed video footage from that restaurant?
That is correct, yes.
On the screen, I have a disc that's marked 235. Do you recognize what this is?
I do, yes. This is surveillance footage from the Twisted Fisherman located at 1200 West Canal Drive, I believe.
And that's,
City and County of Milwaukee.
okay, and specifically down sort of in the Miller Valley, right?
Correct. Another landmark sort of by it is Potawatomi Bingo Casino.
And We Energies.
Correct, yes.
How many camera angles did you review and or recover?
I'm not exactly sure on the specific number. I know that there was an outside facing the deck area. There's another one on the other side facing east, and then there's multiple cameras inside the establishment.
This is one of those cameras,
Correct, yes.
and this would be looking at the west deck?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. All of these videos, what kind of system was it?
This was a Ring surveillance DVR system.
And the Ring logo is up here in the left corner?
That's correct, yes.
And date and time stamps on these videos were generally accurate?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna move 235 in and ask to publish. I have numerous clips to play.
Any objection?
No.
Received, go ahead.
So to orient us, we're looking sort of in a northwestern direction, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Where my mouse is here, that would be the river?
Correct.
All right. Let me get the volume on first. Some of these have, or all of them, I think, have volume, right?
Correct.
All right, playing the first clip, and for the record, the video titles, well, I guess I'll ask you, Detective. These video titles, as they're labeled on here, that's not what they were labeled when you download them. Those were renamed for court presentation purposes, correct?
That is correct, yes.
Okay. I'm gonna play the video labeled it ends in arriving west deck.mp4. That 14-second clip, I'm gonna just go right to the beginning of it. It's a 14-second clip that starts at what time?
17:09 hours, which is 5:09 p.m. on April 1st, 2024.
Did you see anybody in that clip that you recognize?
Yes, I saw Mr. Maxwell Anderson.
And he does what?
He walks into the establishment from the west.
And he's alone?
Correct.
All right. Next clip, the end of it is titled Arrival Inside Bar. It's 2 minutes long. And as it plays, this is picking up at around the same time, 5:09 p.m.
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to fast forward briefly. All right, the clip ended. Essentially, he comes in, he sits down next to who?
A bartender named Brian Culvert.
I'm going to show you 241. Just a screenshot of that first camera we watched.
Correct.
Okay, move 241 in, ask to publish.
No objection.
Received.
So the jury can see. All right. That's Mr. Anderson?
That is Mr. Anderson. That is correct.
And what were you able to observe that he's wearing?
Mr. Anderson's wearing a black in color Carhartt t-shirt, appears to be wearing a red in color flannel over that t-shirt and blue jeans. And his hairstyle is in a bun fashion.
I'm going to go back to Exhibit 235 here. And if you're looking at my screen now, there's basically, it's just a bunch of clips, ring clips that you were able to recover, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay. We're not going to watch all of them, but why don't we pick up? This clip picks up at what time, Detective?
1719 hours, which again is 5:19 p.m.
Okay, so this is about 9 to 10 minutes after he arrived.
That's correct, yes.
He's seated alone at the bar, and that employee is now moved behind the bar, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Playing that clip in fast forward. And what is Mr. Anderson, what has he ordered that you can see?
It appears that he just ordered a beer.
Okay. The next clip on the that you were able to recover picks up at what time?
That is 1721 hours on the footage, so 5:21 p.m.
And at this time, someone is seated next to Mr. Anderson now, correct?
That's correct, yes.
I'm going to go back out, playing the video. It ends in arriving Twisted Fisherman. Play that from the beginning. Pause that clip at 16 seconds. What did we just observe?
We observed Sade Robinson walking into the Twisted Fisherman from the east.
And that was at about 5:20?
That's correct, yes.
Okay. So by 5:21, they're seated together at the bar.
Correct.
All right, that last clip for the record picks up at 17:21:40 is the timestamp on it. That's how I'm gonna keep the record of the clips we're watching. They're just sitting there next to each other. It's not even talking at that point, right?
That is correct, yes.
Eventually, did they get food,
Yes,
drinks?
correct, yes.
I'm going to pull up a clip. What time does this clip start, Detective?
1742 hours, which again, 5:42 p.m.
And by this time, by 5:42, they're eating food, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Because at the end of every
What was happening in that clip?
It appears that they're just having a casual conversation with the bartender, and the bartender later pours out a shot.
The next clip picks up at what time?
17:44 hours, 5:44 p.m.
And 20 seconds?
Correct.
Playing this clip. All right, and in that clip, did all three of them do the shot together?
That's correct. I believe I heard the bartender say cheers, which then proceeded them to all do the shot together, yes.
And Sade has what appears to be in front of her some kind of food, and then there looks like there's a cocktail and perhaps a water.
That's fair, yes.
Okay. The next clip I'm playing picks up at 5:48:26, and again, that shot that they did was at 5:44.
Correct.
They smell so good though, I can't. Oh, at the end. So, yeah, so my two chefs at the radio station.
In that clip, what happens?
It appears that Mr. Anderson briefly steps away to possibly use the restroom. And then in the meantime, Miss Robinson is just having casual conversation with the bartender.
Next clip I have up starts at what time?
17:58 hours, which is 5:58 p.m.
That clip shows us the bartender clearing their plates, right?
Correct, yes.
So that's around 6 p.m.
Correct.
Done eating, both of their plates getting cleared.
That is correct, yes.
Next clip picks up. What's the time that this picks up to the second detective?
1,800 hours, 47 seconds, which 6 p.m.
But my friends that are not in the industry don't understand that.
Paused that clip at 15 seconds. Bartender gives another beer to Mr. Anderson.
That is correct, yes.
I think it's the weather station, because I have. So I think what I do is, when I put socks, I asked them to wrap on my hand and I put socks on. So I look at a new word, maybe, and I'm going, oh, it's good, and I'm like, I still end up watching.
All right, that clip ended. I was trying to stop it right at the end here, but. Somewhere just prior to 6:03 p.m., correct?
Correct.
And so Mr. Anderson got another beer, and then it looks like the bartender does what?
He goes and obtains their check.
So to this point, and I know we didn't watch all of the clips, but you've watched all of them, right?
That's correct, yes.
How he's had 2 beers and a shot, is that fair?
That's fair, yes.
And Miss Robinson, 1 drink and a shot?
That's fair to say, yes.
Were there more drinks ordered, do you recall?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Next clip picks up. At what time?
That's 18:02 hours with 50 seconds, which is 6:02 p.m.
It's right where the last one left off.
That is correct.
Paused at 22 seconds in this first part of the clip. It looks like Mr. Calvert and Mr. Anderson do like a fist bump, right?
Correct, yes.
And then it seems he's offering up another shot, correct?
Correct.
How does Sade respond to that?
Believe she,
That we just saw.
I believe she declines it.
Okay, I'll play it again. I'm going back to 9 seconds. Paused at 32 seconds. Were you able to tell there?
Yeah, so it appears that the bartender puts down 2 shot glasses. And when he puts down the shot glass in front of Miss Robinson, she kind of makes like a a right hand motion indicating that she's declining it.
And what does the bartender do with the shot glass?
I believe, I'm not exactly sure what he did with hers.
Okay, I'll back it up here. Playing from 12 seconds. Did you see it there?
I did, yes. He physically picks up the shot glass and puts it in front of Mr. Anderson.
Playing at 26.
Yeah, actually, I can make you all. Go on. Okay. Yeah, I want to go. I go.
All right, I paused it just before the end of the clip. The timestamp is what?
18:04 hours and 52 seconds.
Okay, sorry, I pulled it away before you could read it. The next clip picks up at what time?
18:04 hours and 54 seconds.
How you doing, darling? Yeah, long time no see. Been busy. Well, cheers. So very nice to meet you. Maxwell, pleasure to see you. Like I said, I'll talk to you on the phone. What else do you know? Not bad, huh? Yeah, yeah. Young ladies, so good.
All right, and in that clip that just ended, that was about a 2-minute clip, give or take. What did we observe?
Observed the bartender make some type of alcoholic beverage. And then the three of them, he pours the beverage into 3 shot glasses and the 3 of them do the shot together.
Okay, so he gives that shot to both Sade and Mr. Anderson.
That's correct, yes.
I'm gonna advance a little bit here. Next clip picks up at, what time do we got?
18:21 hours and 16 seconds.
All right, so just a few minutes after they just did the other shot.
Correct.
Okay.
Good. He actually was one of our surgeons today, so. Yeah, yeah. It's a really cool vibe. Like, craft cocktails. Yeah, I have not disappointed. So, all right, not walking. Sure. Okay, Maxwell. So, good to see you. So.
All right, that clip looks like they're getting up to leave.
That's correct, yes.
I'm gonna go to the next clip. Does this one pick up right where the other one just left off, or at least appear to?
That's correct, yes, at 18:23 hours and 21 seconds.
So many nice to meet you. Well, yeah, no, seriously. Hey, if you I know, don't talk us down, but, you know, we're all conservative, aren't we? Yeah. Yeah. And it says, you know, where you go. Yeah, that's fine. Right? Yeah, there we go. So. Anytime. You all guys. You too.
Pause this clip at 1 minute and 3 seconds in. The timestamp is 18:24:25. They've just headed for the exit, right?
That's correct. They say bye to the bartender and they both exit the establishment together.
Okay. This video's titled Leaving Twisted Fisherman. What camera are we looking at here?
We're looking at the exit/entrance camera to the east, which shows out towards the parking lot.
And the timestamp, April 1st, 2024, what time?
18:24 hours and 20 seconds.
In that clip, they leave, they're exiting to the east, and then they turn the corner of the building, correct?
That is correct, yes.
So in some, Detective Mr. Anderson arrives at about 5:09 p.m.
Correct.
Miss Robinson at roughly 5:20.
Correct, yes.
They sit there next to each other at the bar.
Correct.
They eat.
Correct.
They have drinks
Correct,
and 2 shots total?
correct, yes.
Okay. And at 6:24, they get up and leave together.
That is correct, yes.
Did you have another detective check and see if there was other video of them leaving near the We Energies facilities near that location?
That is correct. That was Detective Joe Blanchard.
Okay. And then I have exhibit 240, which has already been entered into evidence. This is a screenshot from that same camera. What is Sade wearing?
Sade is wearing a black puffer jacket. Underneath appears to be a white knitted sweatshirt, blue/white wash jeans with cuts towards the knees and the thigh of her body, and then white, I would say, tennis shoes. She's also appears to be carrying a black bag in her left hand.
Okay. And when she's inside, she has her jacket off. You can see that she's wearing the long sleeve sweater,
That is correct, yes.
and it kind of goes midway down her torso.
That is correct, yes.
I have no other questions.
Cross?
So just to recap, the two of them basically just hung out at Twisted Fisherman.
I would classify that as yes. They just had casual conversation from what it appeared.
And the guy you mentioned before is named Brian Culvert, right? That's somebody you talked about
That's correct, yes.
because you questioned him,
I interviewed him.
and he's the guy that was working behind the bar.
Correct, yes.
You've watched all these tapes before court here today, obviously, on other occasions.
That's correct, yes.
And Mr. Culvert appears friendly with Max Anderson, doesn't he?
That is correct, yes.
Calls him an incredible guy.
I don't recall hearing that.
Well, at the end, he says, Max, so good to see you, as he's shaking his hand and leaning across the bar. You saw that.
I saw that. I didn't hear that.
Oh, you didn't hear either of those things?
I heard the name Max. I didn't hear
Oh.
the incredible guy portion.
Okay. Who carded Sade?
I don't believe she was carded.
Did they ever ask her age or anything?
Objection relevance.
Well, they just spent all this time talking about shots.
It's fine.
I'll withdraw the objection.
Allow him to answer. Go ahead.
Could you just ask your question one more time?
Was she carded
I don't believe so.
or asked to provide any identification at all from what you saw?
From what I saw, I don't believe so.
And it looks to me like Brian Culvert is just on his own pouring shots for people.
I'm going to object to this line of questioning at this point. If we're getting into him serving her underage, it's not relevant to this trial
It
at
isn't
all.
relevant. I mean, you got in the part relative to the alcohol.
Well, you've testified on direct about shots being poured, right?
That is correct.
Okay. And my question about the shots, not about the underage aspect, my question about the shots is, did Max order those shots?
I don't know who ordered what shots.
Right. You don't hear anybody order those shots.
I don't believe so.
From what it appears, from what you watched, is that the bartender is just pouring them on his own volition, right?
That's correct. But again, I can hear some of the audio in the video. I can't hear all the audio in the video.
Right. Okay. And they eat a meal, right?
Correct, yes.
Each of them, from what you can tell?
From what I can tell, yes.
And it's clear to you, isn't it, that Max is known at this Twisted Fisherman place, right?
Yeah, it appears that him and the bartender know each other, yes.
Very friendly with each other.
I would say so, yes.
That's all.
State anything?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
I'm going to recall Detective Blanchard.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
You can please be seated, restate and respell your name for the record, please.
Joseph Blanchard, Joseph, Blanchard, Blanchar.
Detective Blanchard, you assisted in this investigation also by trying to get video from Wi-V Energies down in the valley, correct?
That is correct.
And if you look to your right on the screen, were you aware that there was video recovered from Twisted Fisherman depicting Sade and Maxwell Anderson being at that establishment?
Yes.
Did you subsequently obtain video footage from Wi-V Energies showing the approximate arrivals and departures of those people?
I did, yes.
I'm gonna pull up, this is exhibit 236. There were multiple camera angles from Wi-V Energies that you found, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Exhibit 236, the first clip I have up is titled uberdrop.mov. What are we looking at here?
It is a western view of the camera on, I believe, St. Paul. I'm not sure what 100 block that would be, exactly where the camera is, but it's right in front of the Twisted Fisherman, which the structure is right on our right. It's like a beige structure.
Okay, so where I'm circling here, that would be Twisted Fisherman.
Yes, that's correct.
We got Potawatomi over here on the left that I'm circling now.
Yes.
Okay, and this video clip is going to show what in sum?
A vehicle arriving and pulling just into the front of the driveway of Twisted Fisherman, which is that first access point, stops there and then slowly rolls forward straight to the west entrance. That's the area of the west entrance of Twisted Fisherman.
Do you recall what time this clip is from?
Yes, it's from the 1st of April, 5:09 hours, and I believe there is a timestamp embedded in the video if you need help finding it.
Okay, and that vehicle that we just watched pull in, that's the Uber you're talking about?
Yes, looks like a SUV of some sort.
Right here that I'm circling?
Correct.
And I would move the entirety of 236 into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
I played that clip to 19 seconds. I'm going to go to the next clip. What are we looking at here?
This is a different angle. Right on top of the screen is the east side exit and entrance area of Twisted Fisherman with a parking lot that is adjacent to it.
This clip is from what time on April 1st?
Around 5:09 on the other side, I think, believe it's 6:24.
Okay.
About, I believe, when this is the exit.
You were aware of what time they were on video coming and going, right?
Yes.
Okay. So where do we want to be looking? All right, right where I'm circling here?
Yes, at the top of the screen, right in the center. Behind that vehicle is a chain link fence.
The video kind of skips, but we can see what?
Two individuals exiting the east side of the Twisted Fisherman.
And then they go around the front of the building?
They do.
Are you aware from the Twisted Fisherman who those individuals are?
I am, yes.
Who are they?
Sade Robinson and Maxwell Anderson.
Back to this other clip. This is them walking outside the restaurant together.
Yep, now along the west, walking westward direction in front of the building.
And they appear to be walking together, leaving the restaurant together.
Yes.
Where are they walking to?
The west side parking lot where Sade's vehicle was parked.
Okay. And last clip, I'm sorry, I didn't announce the time that I stopped that one. All right, I'm stopping it at 44 seconds. So right here where I'm circling, there's some trees and whatnot. Do you know from other angles if that's where her car is parked?
From looking at this video and seeing some small movement behind the trees, the vehicle was parked there.
Okay, and then let's go to the final clip. Different angle, but in this one, you can actually see where her car is parked, correct?
Correct.
I'm gonna zoom in. I'm circling right here, two people, that'd be Sade and Mr. Anderson.
Correct. Leaving the restaurant, excuse me.
All right, playing from 0 minutes, 0 seconds. It kind of skips, correct?
It does.
But you can see them walking together.
Yes.
All right, and right here where I'm circling, what's that?
That is her vehicle parked facing the direction of the camera.
Do they appear to both get in the vehicle?
They do.
And what time was that at?
About 6:24 or 5 at that time.
So the Uber drop-off was at 5:09. They
Correct.
were in the restaurant, they left at 6:24, both going towards Sade Robinson's car.
That is correct.
Nothing else?
Defense?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you.
State your next witness.
State calls Russell Davis. Sir, if you could just remain standing and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Okay, if you can please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
Russell Davis, spelled Russelldavis.
Mr. Davis, are you associated with the restaurant Twisted Fisherman?
I am, yes.
How?
I am the sole member, owner of the LLC, Twisted Fisherman,
Where is that located?
at 1200 West Canal Street, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
At some point in time, did you employ someone named Maxwell Anderson?
Yes, for approximately 3 weeks in 2023.
Do you see that person in the courtroom today?
I do.
Can you describe where they're sitting and what they're wearing, please?
They're sitting on my left side in the courtroom, wearing a green shirt and a white t-shirt.
I'd ask the record to reflect the identification of the defendant.
Any objection?
No.
The record will so reflect.
You employed him just for 3 weeks.
Approximately, yes.
How would you describe the level of your knowledge of him?
Very brief knowledge.
At some point on April 5th, 2024, did the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office come to the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, they did.
And did you assist them with obtaining surveillance footage from the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, I did.
Did you also view that video while you were helping the detectives with it?
Yes, somewhat.
And in that video, did you see Maxwell Anderson depicted?
Yes,
And was that from the date of April 1st, 2024?
it was.
I'm showing you what's been marked Exhibit 241 and previously received. Do you recognize that?
Yes,
And who is that depicted in that photo?
Maxwell Anderson.
And is that the outside of the Twisted Fisherman?
Yes, it is.
Were you asked to view any other photographs by members of the Sheriff's Department?
Yes, there was a picture on a bus as well.
Showing you what's been marked Exhibit 204. Does that look familiar?
Yes,
Who is that?
Maxwell Anderson.
Nothing further.
Defense?
No.
Thank you. Mr. Davis, you may step down. State your next witness.
Judge, would it be possible to take a 5-minute recess?
Sure. Please leave your notebooks on your chair. We'll be back with you very quickly. Thank you, everybody. Anything to address on the record, State?
No.
Defense?
No.
Okay. Ian? Celeste has to classify the exhibits either as discs or as thumb drives. That's why I keep asking you. So if you just, when you're putting it in, if you just say which one it is, then it'll save me asking you.
Absolutely, I'll try to remember to do that.
No worries. And if not, I'll get a Skype from her and then I'll ask you.
Sounds good.
No worries. Okay, we'll go back on the record. We have the same appearances. Still on the state's case in chief. State your next witness.
Detective Jake Pushnig.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
You can please be seated, state and spell your name for the record.
First name Jake, Jake. Last name Pushnig, Puschnig.
How are you employed?
By the City of Milwaukee Police Department.
Are you a detective?
I am.
What unit are you assigned to?
I am assigned to the homicide unit
How long have you been a detective assigned to the homicide unit?
since 2017.
Were you involved in the investigation into the disappearance of Sade Robinson?
I was.
Was one of the roles you played in that investigation to attempt to retrieve or review video from the area of downtown Milwaukee?
It was.
Had you and your department been informed that Miss Robinson, at some point in the evening of April 1st, 2024, went to the Twisted Fisherman restaurant?
Yes.
And were you given approximate times that Miss Robinson was believed to be at certain places?
Yes.
After departing Twisted Fisherman, where was it believed that Miss Robinson had traveled to?
She traveled to Water Street, which is Duke's on Water.
Is that a bar?
That is a bar.
It's on the corner of what?
Water and Juno.
There are a number of different bars, taverns on that stretch of Water Street, correct?
Correct.
Did you attempt to, did your department retrieve video from Duke's on Water that in fact confirmed that Miss Robinson had gone there?
Yes.
Did you also try to get video from a City of Milwaukee camera that is situated on Water Street?
Yes.
Where is the camera that you tried to get video footage from?
It is a Milwaukee Police Department pole camera, which is on Water and Highland.
Why does your department have pole cameras up and down Water Street?
Because Water Street is a busy area during bar hours, and we want video of what is going on.
It's a bar district, right?
Correct.
And have you utilized these cameras before?
Yes.
There are pole cameras in other parts of the city as well, but they tend to be in places more frequented, correct?
Correct.
Did you in fact get video that showed the time and manner by which Miss Robinson arrived on Water Street?
Yes.
How did she get there?
In a 2020 Honda Civic.
Was she driving it?
She was.
And was she with anybody?
Yes.
Okay. And this pole camera footage that you got, did it capture the exact times that Miss Robinson arrived and left in the Honda Civic?
It did.
Give me 1 second here. All right, I'm going to pull up on a disc marked Exhibit 237 There are 3 video clips. All right, Detective, why don't you orient us a little bit?
Yes, so what you are looking at is Water Street. You are looking northbound on Water Street. You see a red building on the top left corner, and then there's a security car on the top right corner.
Where I'm circling?
Yes,
All right, and then the red building here.
yes,
And so the intersection that would be sort of on the bottom of the screen here, although you can't see it on the camera view, would be Highland, right?
that is correct.
The next street up north, as we're looking, would be Juneau.
Correct.
And where is Dukes on Water related to this camera footage?
It is the top left corner. So Dukes on Water would be the northwest corner on Water and Juneau.
So basically, to get to Dukes, one would simply walk up this sidewalk here, cross the street at the next intersection, and it's right there.
Correct.
And what are we going to, where should we be looking here when I'm going to play this?
You should be looking at the security car, which is on the top right corner, which is on the east side of the street.
There's no date and timestamp on the video frame, right?
Correct.
But what timestamp are we looking at? Or what time is this video from?
This video is from April 1st, 2024 at 6:31 p.m. and 59 seconds.
Okay. I'm going to advance this video clip and I would move 237 into evidence.
Any objection?
No.
Received.
I'm going to advance this video clip to 1 minute and 10 seconds. So if we go 1 minute and 10 seconds into the video, we would be taken up to approximately what?
You'd be taken up to approximately 6:33 p.m.
And were you aware of the approximate time that Miss Robinson departed from Dukes, or excuse me, from Twisted Fisherman in her Honda Civic?
I do not.
Okay. I'm going to play this video from 1 minute, 10 seconds. What do we see?
You see the Honda Civic.
It just pulled up on the right side of the screen here.
Yes.
Security guard car did what?
Security guard took off. It went northbound on Water Street.
Did someone just get out of the front passenger seat?
Yes.
I paused it at 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Not Miss Robinson, right?
No.
Playing from there. Now what's happening?
Now Mr. Robinson is getting out of the driver's seat.
And where are they walking to?
They are walking westbound on Water Street.
They check the door of that tavern,
Correct.
not open, right?
Yes.
Okay, and then where do they go?
They go northbound on Water Street.
Off
towards-
camera?
Yep, off camera.
Pausing it at 3:07, so this would have occurred around 6:33 p.m.
Yes.
I'm going to advance the video, and if you look at the bottom, you see that the clip is a total of 2 hours, 38 minutes, and 41 seconds, correct?
That is correct.
Advancing the video to 2 hours, 32 minutes, 40 seconds. All right, it's now clearly nighttime, right?
Yes,
What time would this be about in real time?
this would be approximately 9:04 PM.
Playing at 2:32:40. All right, paused at 2:34:05. Summarize what we just saw.
You've seen the two individuals that walked that way. They came back to the vehicle, they got inside the vehicle, and then the vehicle then drove northbound on Water Street.
I have it picking back up at 2:32:40 at the beginning of that clip I just played. At this point, we see the two individuals walking, Miss Robinson, right?
Correct.
Okay. Now, when she approaches the car, I paused it at 2:32:56. Does it appear she hits a key fob of some kind?
Yes,
And how are you making that determination?
because the rear tail lights, there's two blinks on the rear tail lights.
Two blinks?
Yes,
Okay. I'm gonna play it at 2:32:56. Right there?
yes,
Okay. Paused at 2:33:07. The two blinks, in your experience, that would be consistent with like someone hitting the unlock button on a fob?
yes.
All right. Then they drive off. That's about what time?
About 9:04, 9:05-ish.
Miss Robinson gets into which seat?
She gets into the driver's seat.
Does she appear to be struggling to stand or walk in that brief period you can see her walking there?
No,
I'm gonna play the next clip. That first one is video title. It's the only one that says Water and Highland on it. The next one is going to be a clip that is titled, in the title it says Water Juno. And it's camera, and then it says camera dash 02. All right, we're looking at what now?
now you are looking at a camera on Water and Juno. The camera view is facing southwest.
And Dukes is on this upper corner here in the right.
That is correct.
Playing this clip, it's 56 seconds. What are we seeing?
The same individuals that got into the Honda Civic exited Duke at approximately 9:03 PM and are now walking southbound on Water Street.
And he puts his arm around her there, correct?
That is correct.
And they continue walking?
Yes.
She's not stumbling or anything, is she?
No, she is not.
And then the last clip. Similar angle or similar view, correct?
Similar view, but this view is now facing southbound on Water Street from Juneau and Water.
All right. So Miss Robinson's car is going to be up here on the upper left,
Correct,
and we're going to see them walking on the right side here, correct?
correct.
At this point, they're on the west sidewalk,
Yes, they are in
up where
the,
my mouse is.
yes,
Okay. Now they're crossing the street.
yes, they're crossing the street going eastbound.
And paused at 135. I'm going to back it up from there. Did you see the two blinks again?
I did.
Okay, I'm going to play it again from 125. She gets in what seat?
She gets in the driver's seat.
All right. Fast forward the video slightly. All right, and then she pulls off northbound on Water Street.
Correct.
And that last one was Water and Juneau, camera 05. I'm going to switch gears, detective, bringing up exhibit 238, which is on a flash drive. I'm going to start with channel 1 here. I've got this, the video is queued up to April 1, 2024, 6:36:08 p.m. is the clip I'm on right now. What are we looking at, detective? Where's this video from?
This video is from Dukes on Water.
I'd move exhibit 238 in.
Any objection?
No.
It's received.
Is the date and time stamp on the Dukes on Water video accurate or off at all?
I believe it is accurate.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this clip from 6:36:08 p.m. And for the record, when I'm pulling up the clips, I'm gonna go by the timestamp on the video screen. And the reason I'm doing that, detective, when you went through these, as I'm showing you on my screen, there's hundreds of video clips, correct?
Correct.
Some of them, and this is just channel 1, but some of them are only merely seconds long, fair?
Yes,
And some are hours long?
yes,
Okay. And I think this for camera 1, down in the corner, there's 214 clips, right?
correct.
All right, you watched these clips. Were you able to determine some of the cameras just had absolutely no relevance, like they showed the basement or something like that?
Yes, the basement and storage.
Okay. All right, I have camera 1 up. This is 6:36:08 p.m. It's a 1-minute clip. What are we seeing?
You are seeing the two individuals that got out of the Honda Civic walking up to Dukes and going inside Dukes.
At 6:36 p.m.?
That is correct.
That would be consistent with them walking from their car where they parked around 6:33?
Absolutely, yes.
Pause that clip at 23 seconds. I'm going to go back to channel 1. The clip picking up at 8:30 and 10 seconds PM. And for the record, Detective, some of these clips were renamed for purposes of courtroom presentation. Is that right?
That is correct.
All right. What's happening at 8:30 and 10 seconds?
The subject who got out of the car with Sade Robinson is now outside smoking a cigarette.
You see that subject in court?
I do.
Can you identify him?
I'll stipulate.
The record will so reflect.
Is that the defendant?
Yes.
Thank you. I'll speed this up slightly. All right, stopping it at 2:18. Last clip from camera 1, picking up at 9:03 and 24 seconds. What do we see?
Now you see Mr. Robinson and Mr. Anderson leaving the bar on Duke's.
So they got there at 6:36.
They got inside Duke's at 6:36 and they left at 9:03.
Okay. I'm gonna go to channel 9. This is just a different camera of that same door, correct?
Correct.
And he's outside smoking at 8:30?
Yes.
Okay. And then if I go, this is at 8:31 and 7 seconds. Showing you exhibit, doesn't have number. I got a sticker. This is gonna be 456. What are we looking at?
We are looking at 3 different pictures. The first picture is a booking photo of Maxwell Anderson. The second photo is Maxwell Anderson on a bus. And then the third photo is Maxwell Anderson, who is smoking a cigarette outside of Duke's on Water, which is the clip that we just watched.
Okay, and the bus photo is the one that's on the screen marked 204 here, correct?
Correct.
All right, I'm gonna move 456 in as published.
Any objection?
No.
456 is admitted and you may.
And it's just a side-by-side of those 3 images, correct?
That is correct.
Booking photo on the left, bus video photo in the middle, and smoking a cigarette at Duke's on Water on the right, correct?
Correct.
Back to the video here. Going to go to camera number 4. All right, this clip picks up at 6:36. It's very hard to see, but I think it says 30 seconds PM. Is that right?
Yes,
Okay. I'm gonna play and orient us now. Where's the entry door that they go in?
the entry door is on the left,
Off the screen to the left over here.
correct.
All right, and where are they gonna sit?
They are gonna sit on the bar, at the bar, the last two chairs on the bar.
These two?
Yes,
Okay. Playing that clip from 6:36 and 30 seconds. You see the bartender greeting the defendant?
I do.
Okay. Then a bouncer walks over with Sade.
Yes,
And she takes a seat.
correct.
All right, I'm gonna speed it up slightly here. What are they doing?
They are talking to the bartender right now.
The bartender just did what?
Provided a drink to Mr. Anderson,
And now what's she doing?
making a drink for Mr. Robinson.
All right, and Miss Robinson has just gotten up.
Yes,
Where does she go?
to the bathroom.
All right, and she returns to the bathroom at what time?
6:41:08.
I'm sorry, returns from the bathroom. And then they just essentially sit there for a while, correct?
Correct.
All right, I've got that clip paused at 6:42 and 8 seconds PM. Gonna go to the next clip. This clip picking up at 7:10 PM. And in the time span between these, are they essentially just sitting there and talking?
Yes,
Okay. Anything notable happen?
they're just talking, drinking.
All right, we're about 7, 10, and 47 seconds. The defendant's showing her his phone.
Yes,
7:11 PM, he removes his jacket.
that's correct.
Okay. Going to advance the video to 1 minute and 50 seconds in. This is 7:12:15 PM. What's the bartender doing?
She is talking to Mr. Anderson, and it looks like they're playing dice.
I'm going to play this in fast forward. Mr. Anderson is playing a dice game with another patron to his left, not Sade?
That is correct.
All right, and the bartender's there too, correct?
Yes,
And she's doing what?
the bartender was
Not
with
the bartender, Sade.
Sade is just sitting there.
All right, and what happened just now?
Maxwell Anderson finished his drink and the bartender provided him with another drink.
What's the bartender doing now?
She is getting shots.
And the dice game is over?
Correct.
Did she pour one for Sade?
No.
Okay. Just the defendant and then the other person who was playing the dice game?
Correct.
And at 7:17 and 42 seconds PM, the shots are taken?
Correct.
Okay. Gonna advance this video to 16 minutes, 43 seconds, picking up at 7:27:07 PM. What's Sade doing?
Sade takes off her coat.
Now what's happening?
Sade stands up and two other individuals walked past them by the table. And Sade then goes in the bathroom.
She brings her drink with her.
Yes.
Advancing this clip to 20 minutes, 33 seconds. We're at 7:30 and 59 seconds PM. They're back at the bar, correct?
Correct.
All right. Bartender is doing the dice game again?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Anderson is playing?
Yes.
Sade playing?
No.
So she's not playing the dice games or taking the shots from them?
That's correct.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward this. Does Mr. Anderson also have some kind of a vape?
Yes.
Okay. Appears by 7:33:52, the dice game is over?
Correct.
Okay, and the dice are kind of just sitting on top of the shake cup right here, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna go to the next clip. Well, the next one is extremely short. Just 3 seconds long. And then the following clip picks up at 7:33:59 PM, correct?
Correct.
All right. I'm going to go to 49 seconds into the clip. What is the bartender doing?
She is pouring another shot.
Looks like it probably is another shot from that second dice game.
Correct.
Okay. And who's doing that shot?
Maxwell and the other individual.
Is Sade taking a shot?
No.
Going to advance this video. I paused at 7:39:34 PM. Advancing to 17 minutes, 48 seconds into the clip. Which is 7:51:46 PM. What are we seeing now?
You're seeing two individuals on the right of Sade, and they're going to come over and talk to them.
Do they end up kind of hanging out with these two people for the remainder of the time that they're there?
Yes,
Paused at 7:52:38 PM. I'm going to advance the video to 7:54:17 PM. Mr. Anderson stepped away for a moment, correct?
correct.
And Sade and the female are doing what?
Sade got up, the female is going to the music box, and Sade eventually goes over by the music box by the other female.
Okay, and you know from reviewing other camera angles that even though it's not on camera here, what is there is what?
A music box.
Okay. At 7:55 PM, Mr. Anderson returns from the bathroom.
Correct.
The bartender just brought over 2 pitchers of what appears to be water, correct?
Yes,
And what else did she bring over?
she brought over cups. Plastic cups.
What's going to happen next?
They are going to play beer pong.
On this red table here,
Yes, the red table that says Dukes.
were you made aware of whether anybody had provided information to the police about Sade playing beer pong at Duke's?
Yes, there was an individual that provided that information.
Going to advance. I paused at 7:57:20 PM. Picking up at 8:02:12 PM. What does it look like Sade is doing right now?
It looks like she is taking a picture because you can see her phone and then you can see the red on the back of her phone.
All right, I'll back it up and zoom just briefly. So if someone had indicated that she had taken a Snapchat playing beer pong at Duke's, would this seem to suggest that that did happen?
Correct.
I'm going to speed the video up here. She's standing there on her phone.
Yes,
Okay. Where's Mr. Anderson?
he is at the bar getting drinks.
Now what's happening?
Mr. Anderson takes the drinks over to Sade.
Okay. He brought 2 drinks over.
He did.
And one of them Sade takes and begins drinking, correct?
Correct.
Paused it at 8:04:04 PM. I'm going to advance it to 8:20 PM. The beer pong game finishes, right?
Correct.
Now what's happening? I have it in fast forward.
Now Sade sits down by the slot machines and Mr. Anderson sits down right next to her and they are talking.
Paused at 8:21:49 PM. Sorry, 8:21:55 PM. Advancing to 8:33 PM. Where are they?
They are by the bar.
And we know from the other views, where is Mr. Anderson at this time?
Mr. Anderson is outside smoking a cigarette.
Putting it into fast forward. All right, I have it up to 8:35:42 PM. Mr. Anderson's returned to that area where they were originally seated.
Correct.
Paused at 8:35:49. Going to advance it. 8:39:11 PM. What are they doing?
They are now starting beer pong back up.
Playing it in fast forward. Paused at 8:44:18. They're just playing beer pong, right?
Correct.
Fast forwarding to 8:45:24 PM. Sade and Mr. Anderson are talking near the bathrooms, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then the game resumes, right?
Correct.
Paused at 8:46:01 PM. Advancing to 8:49:18 PM. Actually, I should have gone back a little bit. 8:49:11 PM. What's Sade doing?
Sade then goes to the bathroom.
And she doesn't appear to have a drink anymore, right?
No, she doesn't.
Sade's back by what time?
By 8:51:18.
All right. And for the rest of this clip, do they essentially just continue to play beer pong?
Yes.
8:51:21 PM is where I have this timestamp, the last timestamp from this clip. I'm going to go on to the next clip from channel 4, camera 4. This clip picks up at 9:03. I'm going to advance it to 52 seconds, 9:53 on the timestamp. What's happening now?
The game is over or about to be over, and eventually you're going to see them shaking hands. They're eventually going to hug, and Sade and Mr. Anderson are going to leave.
So Sade hugs the young woman she's been talking to.
Correct.
And now what's happening at 9:02:05 PM?
they are putting on their coats.
Okay, that's a perfect point to stop then. Okay, so tomorrow morning, we're gonna kick back up at 8:45. Feel free to bring coffee, water, or soda. Leave your notebooks on your chairs. Remember, no talking about the case with anybody. Put it out of your mind till you come back tomorrow.
Judge, before we go off the record, can we move 238 in and 454, which was a DNA swab?
Any objection to 454
No.
and 298?
238,
238?
the
Any
flash
objection?
drive.
Thank you. Any objection to 238?
No.
Received as well. Okay, so have a lovely evening. We'll see you back in the morning. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, no, I understand the location. I understand the video. I mean, because there's hundreds of them. You know, I know. I remember the video. Walnut Street. I know. It's right by HR Cylinder Service. It's right where the is.
Anything further to address on the record before we break for the day?
No, Your Honor.
Yep.
Attorney Cotton, anything to address?
No, thank you.
Okay, then have a lovely evening. We'll see you back in the morning.
Just say the same.
I have 230, I don't have 239. That's just the still from Duke's, yeah.